All right, let's just jump right into it. If you spend any time at all online, you have definitely seen this question pop up. With all the incredible technology we have, why isn't there just a simple 24/7 live feed of our whole planet spinning through space? You'd think that'd be a thing by now, right?
And you know what? It's a great question. It really gets at that shared human curiosity, that desire to just see our home, the whole blue marble in real time. And it turns out the answer is way more fascinating than you might think.
So let's get one thing straight from the start. This isn't some big conspiracy or a secret being kept from us. No. The real reason we don't have this live feed comes down to a really interesting mix of some mind-bending physics, some serious engineering hurdles, and honestly, some very practical decisions about money and resources. So let's break it all down.
First things first, location, location, location. You can't just stick a camera anywhere in space and get that perfect shot. To see the entire sunlit face of the Earth all at once, you have to get very, very far away. And you have to park in a very specific spot.
This is where it gets tricky. See, the only place where you can get that full disk blue marble view is a spot called the L1 Lagrange point. But it's 1.5 million kilometers away. That's 4 times farther than the moon. And even out there, the satellite isn't perfectly still. For stability, it has to take individual photos, not a smooth video. The other option, geostationary orbit, is way closer, but from there, you can only ever see one side of the Earth. So right off the bat, we've got a huge positioning problem.
And here's the other thing that might surprise you. If we did have that perfect live feed, well, it would be pretty slow. I mean, think about it. The Earth only rotates about 15 degrees every hour, so in real time, the motion is so gradual you probably wouldn't even notice it. All those stunning time lapses we love to watch, they're sped up thousands of times just to make the rotation look dramatic.
Okay, so let's imagine we solved the location problem. Now we run smack into our next big hurdle, the hardware itself. The camera we actually have out there at that L1 point on a satellite called DSCOVR is an amazing piece of scientific equipment, but it is absolutely not a webcam.
And this explains why perfectly. The camera, called EPIC, doesn't work like a camcorder. Instead, it has this wheel with 10 different color filters. It rotates to a red filter and snaps a picture. Then it rotates to a green filter, snaps another picture. Then blue, then ultraviolet, and so on. Its job isn't to make a pretty movie. Its job is to collect very specific scientific data about things like ozone levels, aerosols in the atmosphere, and cloud heights.
So, how long do you think that whole process takes? To go through all 10 filters and assemble just one complete full-color image of Earth? Yeah, it takes between 68 and 110 minutes. More than an hour for a single snapshot. So you can see how a continuous 30 frames per second video is just completely out of the question with this kind of technology. But okay, let's keep going with our thought experiment. Let's say we built a dedicated, high-def video camera. We'd still face what might be the single biggest roadblock of them all. Just getting all that data back to Earth. You gotta think of it like a cosmic internet traffic jam. You see, every single mission we have out in deep space, from the rovers on Mars to the probes flying by Jupiter, they all have to share the same phone line to call home. It's called the Deep Space Network, or DSN. We're talking about a few huge radio antennas here on Earth trying to pick up these incredibly faint signals from millions of miles away. And as you can see, that network is already slammed. Demand for it already outstrips the supply by up to 40%. It's totally booked. And the problem is only getting worse. Projections show that demand for the DSN is going to grow tenfold by 2030. So trying to squeeze a massive, high-resolution, 24/7 video stream through that bottleneck, it's just not going to happen. That would be like trying to stream an 8K movie for the whole world using a single old-school dial-up modem. It's a non-starter. And that really brings us to the final piece of this puzzle, and it's a big one: priorities. You know, space agencies like NASA, they have limited budgets and limited resources. They have to make some really tough calls about where to point their antennas and how they spend their money. I mean, just look at the numbers for NASA's 2025 budget request. The Artemis program to get us back to the moon is getting almost $8 billion. Earth science, which is a massive category, gets $2.4 billion. So a brand new mission just for a live video, a mission for spectacle, well, it provides almost no new scientific data that we aren't already getting. That makes it a really, really tough sell.
And this quote right here just sums it all up. That DSVOR satellite, its main job is to watch for solar flares and other space weather that could literally knock out power grids back on Earth. The beautiful pictures it takes, That's actually its secondary mission. The real priority is always the science that protects us and improves life down here. Things like weather forecasting, climate science, and disaster response.
So after hearing all of these barriers, you might be thinking, well, that's kind of a bummer. But here's the thing, and it's the really cool part. While we don't have that one single live feed, what we do have is an absolutely staggering amount of imagery and data. That's all public, it's all free, and it's available for literally anyone to access.
NASA and other space agencies put out new images from that EPIC camera every single day, so you can watch the whole day's rotation. Our weather satellites give us a brand new picture of an entire hemisphere every 10 minutes. You can go to websites like NASA Worldview right now and browse through decades of this data yourself. The evidence of our spinning planet is everywhere, constantly updated for anyone who's curious enough to look.
But technology never stands still, right? New laser communication systems are being developed that could solve this bandwidth problem almost overnight, boosting data speeds by 10, maybe even 100 times. And that leaves us with a really interesting question for the future. When that day comes, who's going to be the first to flip the switch on a 24/7 Earth channel? Will it be a scientific agency, or will it be a private company? Now that's a fascinating thought to end on.